What's going on, people? This is another episode of the MMA Complex. My name is Josh.
And I'm James.
It is November 22nd, 2017, a day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pig out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm going to my girlfriend's house tomorrow, and then she's gonna have like ribs, turkey, ham,
Yeah.
and a bunch of sides and dessert. So
Nice. Nice.
I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to it.
it's that day. I have 3 houses I have to go to tomorrow. And I'm gonna eat a little bit. I'm gonna space it out like a buffet. Eat a little bit, throughout the day, small plates, and have a bunch of them. That's what I'm gonna do.
And when does your day start tomorrow?
Early. I gotta be out of the house before 10 a.m. Probably 9:30. I mean, it's not early to some people, but it's freaking early. It's early to me.
Yeah.
Be out of the house by 10 a.m. Drive a couple hours to Marietta. I guess it'll probably be like an hour and a half or so. And then come back and then finish up here. We're gonna have like evening Thanksgiving at my place. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, and then that's it. Yeah, and then I think it's gonna be in terms of just we got fights, but don't have a whole lot planned for the weekend. What about you?
No, just my girlfriend. That's it.
Yeah,
And then I'm gonna sell her house this weekend. So
you're gonna have
Well,
Thanksgiving at her place, right?
yeah, and then
Yeah.
I'll sleep over, and I'll probably come home Saturday or Friday night.
Yeah.
Well, Saturday because I had to work on Saturday. So
Okay. I mean, you don't have a lot of people like. I mean, you don't have anybody to answer to at the house. You know what I mean? So you have like family members too, but
yeah,
it's nice to like just.
I
You
don't
know,
want to be around. I don't want to be around my family.
I'll be back in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. You saw Justice League? We were just talking about
Oh
that a little while
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Not bad, right?
Yeah, I mean, people are comparing Thor and Justice League, like which movie is better. And
Yeah.
when I see people picking Thor over Justice League, it's like, come on, really? I don't know. Justice League, it's a far superior movie than Thor, and I enjoy. It was a fun movie, and I think one of the best things I liked about Justice League was they got to the point.
It
There
did.
wasn't any like unnecessary scenes, or it didn't drag with getting to the characters. So it just went. He had his plot. I mean, he had his idea what he needed to do, and he did it.
Yeah, but you're talking about Batman, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bruce,
yeah. Like he goes in there, he finds everybody right in the beginning, puts
Yeah.
everybody together, and then bam, they
Yeah.
get right to it.
There wasn't
Yeah.
any unnecessary scenes.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, a lot of people, I think right now, like the whole DC Marvel thing that we used to deal with when we were kids, it's now going
What's
into
happening with the movies?
it's now translated into movies, and now it's everybody. Everybody has an opinion,
Yeah.
and everybody has like their side that they like or that they prefer. Or
And I get it, but when I see people like, it's weird because when you see a critic criticize a really good movie, but they like the really shitty movies.
yes,
I was like, what?
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
this movie, especially Justice League, got a lot of hate going into it, and I could see that why. I mean, the other movies that have come out, and since they started like their whole little universe, and this is obviously after Man of Steel and all the Nolan movies with Batman and everything else before that. People forget that like Watchmen was also a movie that they came out with, which was I think one of the best comic book movies ever. But like now it's just everybody has like this negative opinion of these movies, and anything that's not Marvel, it seems like we talked about it.
Yeah.
Anything that's not Marvel gets so much hate. Like
Yeah.
it is right off the bat. People are already writing it off. You know what I mean? And then it doesn't help when you have crappy reviews come out from like a bunch of like
Yeah.
media outlets.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's really annoying. But I mean, I'm the kind of person I don't listen to critics.
Yeah.
Because if I like a movie, I like it, no matter how much hate it gets.
Me
But
too. I'll give it a shot if I feel like it's worth my time. I'll give it a shot. But it's unfortunate because you talk to people. I've talked to people, and I'm like, "You're gonna go see it?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't think so." It's bad. It got bad reviews. I'm probably not gonna go see it. No, screw that. I'm not gonna go.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude,
yeah. I mean,
guarantee. I knew it was gonna be good.
yeah. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
It didn't drag at all.
No.
It's not long, which is I think one of the complaints with these new modern movies, like especially with comic movies, they're usually like 2.5 hour plus.
Yeah.
This clocked
Yeah.
in at I think an hour and 47 minutes, so right under the 2 hour mark.
That's not bad. That's actually pretty good for movies nowadays. Everything's got to be 2 hours,
2 hours,
plus.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I know because I have an obsession with timing movies.
Yeah.
But I start the timer right when the first actual scene starts.
Oh, while you're watching it? Did you set a timer?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
always do. No, but like I always start it when I see the first scene
yeah,
on the screen. That's when I press start.
yeah,
I don't consider like the credits
yeah.
like the start of the movie. I consider the first scene start of the movie,
Okay,
and then when I see the ending credits, I stop it. And it clocked in at
yeah.
147.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. That's not bad at all. A lot of movies are like close to that 2 hour mark, if not
Hmm.
over the 2 hour mark.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it gets pretty bad. But I liked it. It was a good movie. I'll probably go see it again. Because I went with the guys. I didn't go with my girl who wants to see it too. So we haven't been in the movies in a while. She's been busy, so I'm definitely down to go see it again. Probably do that this weekend.
Yeah, it's fun. And
Yeah.
then I think the next one is Star Wars.
Next one's Star Wars. Yeah.
That's me crazy. I can't believe it's been 2 years
Yeah.
since
Since episode 7.
since the Force
Yeah.
Awakens.
Yeah. It's been 2 years.
Seemed like yesterday. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, we had Rogue One, which I'm glad is on Netflix.
For now.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh yeah, it's on there, so I'll watch it. Because
Yeah.
it's a good movie, but you don't get too many free.
Yeah,
I
what's
guess
good
not
about
free, but Star Wars.
the Disney purses is they're gonna do a movie and then like backstory movies in
Yeah,
between the actual parts.
yeah. I'm looking forward to this. It's December, I think 15th. I think
Hmm.
it's gonna be awesome.
Yep.
I try not to watch too many of the trailers. I saw the first one, and the teaser one before that, and I'm good. Like I know they're coming out with little bits, little tiny mini trailers.
All right, those TV trailers,
Yeah, the
TV
TV
spots.
trailers, and I try not to look at them. I'm just like, I just want.
Yeah, those sometimes reveal more than what you want to see.
Yeah, or like in the case of like Rogue One, it all the trailers or some of the teasers they like ended up not even being in the movie because
Hmm.
they
They show too much.
they well that and they cut it differently. Like
Mm.
in the end, the final product was different than the initial
Mm.
trailers. So I don't think that's gonna happen with this movie, but still, I'm just like trying not to look at it because like that's the one movie I'm excited for. Um, but in terms of fights, a lot of good fights. Last weekend you had a UFC with Verdun winning
Mm.
by decision. A pretty good card overall. You had a bunch of drama going on with Verdun and Colby Covington. You had Bellator in Israel, which was great. A lot of good fights last weekend. But this weekend you have a great fight. You have I think it's Kevin Gastelum and Michael Bisping.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's a Fight Pass fight, which I didn't.
Is it really?
I think it's a Fight Pass fight,
Oh
which is
God,
unfortunate because I mean I don't have Fight Pass anymore. Do you? No.
no.
So it's like, yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to catch the highlights or catch it somewhere else, but it's a Fight Pass fight, which I didn't wasn't aware of initially.
Huh? Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's
I
gonna be a
thought,
good card.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That this weekend.
It's this weekend,
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Saturday.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I didn't.
Um, and then a bunch of other stuff, a bunch of stuff to get to. Um, First, I think we should talk about the newly released. Well, they released some information today, but they have the Bellator heavyweight tournament.
Mm.
They kind of give you all an idea of who's in a matchup with who. I think Roy Nelson and Mitrione are having a rematch. Um, Mir and Fedor, which is a great fight right there. I didn't mind that one. Then you have Quentin and Chael Sonnen, and who else is in that? Oh, Ryan Bader and what's the last one? King Mo.
Chemo, there you go.
Yeah, which is okay. I would kind of mix them around a little bit. I wanted to see Rampage and Fedor.
Hmm.
I thought Mir.
And Mitrione? No.
I don't know who would you match Mir with. Mir and Fedor is not bad. I
No,
don't I
it's
don't
not.
mind that first choosing right there. First
Well, it can't be Mary
matchup.
and Chael because that's too much of a size difference.
Well, they're gonna eventually. I mean, they eventually they could
Yeah.
if they both win their fights. That would be the second round, which would be interesting because the size difference is going to be
I mean,
pretty.
yeah, I do that. Then I do Mitrione Mir and then keep the Bader and King more the way it is.
Bader, yeah, I like the Bader King Mo. I do like that. I don't know about seeing another Mitrione and Roy Nelson.
Oh,
Mit,
Roy
Mi-
Nelson's in it too.
yeah,
No,
Mitrione,
Mitrione and Mir.
Mitrione and Mir, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Mitrione, Mir, Chael, Roy Nelson, Rampage, Fedor, and I would have kept Bader and King Mo.
Oh, poor Chael.
Yeah, but I would have liked that. I mean, but right now it's going to be Rampage and Chael Sonnen, which be interesting. But
Hmm.
I think they're banking on hoping that Rampage beats
Chill.
Chael, and then Fedor beats Mir, and then I don't know. I don't know if they're. It'll be interesting if Mir and Quentin win their fights to have Quentin Rampage and Mir. That'd be a
That'd be
pretty
super
interesting,
weird.
right? That'd be a weird combination right there because these guys have been in separate divisions their entire UFC careers.
I think Mir's is too big. No.
I don't know, but this is like Pride style right here. This is like
Yeah.
open weight tournament right here.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Uh, yeah, that's I think we're kind of on the same page in terms of matchups that we would have done differently for first rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder because I think those are tougher fights. Because with Fedor and Mir, I mean, we still might be able to see Rampage and Fedor, but I would like to have seen that like for sure. But Fedor can stand and bang and probably even take out Mir.
Mm.
You know, that's a kind of I can see him winning that, or the fact that Mir will probably just stop him because Fedor's is not the same.
Yeah.
Um, and then Chael, I think you obviously know where Chael's going to take this fight against a guy like Rampage. And then the fact that Mir is going up with Roy Nelson, I think that's a tough matchup for him because he did lose to Roy before. So I would have liked to have seen Mitrione kind of make his way a little bit further in and match up with some of the other guys on the other side. But I mean, it's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting where Mitrione, if Mitrione wins, and then you see him fight Bader or King Mo, because they're both
Yeah.
light heavyweights and one's a
Mhm.
heavyweight. That's going to be an interesting pairing right there. I'm liking it. First setup is Rampage and Chael at January 20th at the Forum. So that's going to be the first round.
Okay.
Right in our backyard, right here.
Yeah. Hopefully. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see how that turns out.
Yeah.
In terms
See how
of
it turns out.
getting into that fight. I think there's a good chance.
I lost.
What do you think,
I
50-50?
think no. I think
I think it's
90-10.
that it won't happen.
Yeah. Just because we've been denied twice.
Yeah, but
2 times in a row.
mm,
Or
we did get granted once,
yeah.
and
We
then
missed out. We got
we couldn't make it,
yeah.
and then
But that's twice.
denied.
Twice.
What was it? 2?
2 times.
Was it 2 times?
Mhm.
I don't remember the events.
Yeah. 2 times we got denied. So I don't see them just changing their minds.
We'll see. No, I think the last time we got denied was Chael and Ortiz,
Yeah.
which for you guys, I'm sure you guys are aware that we're you being a small independent media outlet,
Yeah.
credentials aren't always guaranteed. So,
No, unless you know the person.
yeah, unless you develop some relationships
Yeah.
or
Or that's it.
or they just kind of grant you because some of them you can get in, but I would say that it's weird because I think we talked about this before. I don't know if we have that the bigger shows are a lot easier to get into than the smaller shows. Like,
Mm. And in a lot of ways, yes.
yeah, it's so
Because
difficult.
the small shows don't really have media.
Yeah,
Or media section.
they don't, and they don't really cater to the media all that much.
It was understandable because I think they just bank on ticket sales and profiting.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think if they give away tickets or give away space, it's costing them money.
That and hey, I want to go in. I want to interview your fighters.
Yeah, I
wanna go
mean,
You would think.
it's a catch-22.
Yeah, you would think they would like it. Oh yeah, you put our promotion's name out there.
Mhm.
You put our fighters out there that we have coming through
Yeah.
here. Would be nice, but
But what's weird is with a promotion like King of the Cage, with they're really established. I mean,
yeah,
MMA greats like Rampage and those guys came from King of the Cage. Anderson
Yeah.
Silva came from the King of the Cage. So you would think that they would have a media.
not
section.
very easy to get into, and
No.
I mean, I don't mind calling them out either.
Yeah, especially when we know who the guy is.
Yeah. So it's weird. It baffles me sometimes that we can get into Bellators. We even got into UFC, but these small shows are so not media friendly.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what it is. You really have to know the person.
Yeah.
To let them in. But we think we got off the topic right there, right?
Yeah, we're talking about Bellator.
Yeah, we started going off on another tangent. Bellator, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's in the 20th. I'm hoping all things go through and that we get into to cover that fight, and because there's some really good fights getting put together. I think who else got put together? Yamayuchi and Michael Chandler. I think
Oh yeah.
That one got set up right there, so that's a good fight. You had the Rampage and Sonnen.
Yeah,
Um, other,
I like Rampage in that fight, by the way.
I think so too. I think so too.
Hmm.
Um, but we'll see. We'll see what kind of Chael shows up. Another thing in the news is the whole matchup with Tyron Woodley and Nate Diaz. Everybody's anticipating Nate Diaz's return. It doesn't really look like it's gonna happen for I think a lot of reasons. I think, but the biggest reason is the fact that Nate wants his money. He wants to get paid.
Mm.
There's a lot of numbers being thrown out there. The last one was from his head coach, at least his boxing coach, saying that he should get paid at least 15 million, which would be nice, but I don't think it's very likely. So, what do you think about this situation?
Yeah, I don't see the UFC paying Nate 15 million to fight in for the UFC, but for Nate, I mean Nate is a name.
Yeah,
I think it's safe to say that he's a household name. He's a name that brings a lot of value to the UFC as far as pay per view draw
yeah,
and ticket sales. Um, and I think that the fight with Conor McGregor kind of upped his stock because
hmm,
I mean he made a lot of money with that fight. So I think he's comfortable enough where he can demand these high prices or like a high price tag from the fight because he has not only his weed business on the side, but he's made millions with Conor. So
yeah,
I think for him, I think it's good for him. I mean, why fight for chump change when you can make millions? And
yeah,
if you can't fight, then you're not really losing much
yeah,
because
exactly.
you're already gaining profit with your business plus the millions that you got from the Conor fight. So I'm glad that he's doing this, and hopefully he gets paid some kind of money.
Yeah, me too. I hope he does. Eventually, I like to see the fighters get paid what other pro athletes are getting paid, but I think a lot of it relies on a lot of legal stuff that I don't think for fighters is a lot of it's out of their hands. In terms of negotiation power, not that many fighters have the type of pool that a Connor or a Nate Diaz has,
Can you imagine every single fighter on that roster does the same shit?
like
Like
demanding.
fight to the last fight on the contract, and then won't fight until they get 15 million.
Yeah, yeah,
If
that
every single fighter does that,
that will
that'd be so crazy.
that will not be their
Can you
career. Their
imagine that
careers would
happens?
not be that great. They'll be sent back down, depending on who it is.
No, I'm saying like from the bottom to the top, like every fighter like does that.
Well, I mean, eventually, I think that something needs to happen in order for them to really get paid is that they need to start like in a union or an association, and it's gonna take
Hmm.
a kind of a strike, a
Hmm.
banding together. I think that's the only way it's really gonna for sure happen. Because they need to get paid and need
Yeah,
treated like other athletes. I think it's getting to that point. At someday we'll get there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And as far as Tyron and his absurd call outs, I mean
Yeah.
people dislike him for this reason alone. He's kind of like ducking, I guess you can say, the true contenders of that weight class, and then one of the guys. I mean, one of that big money fight.
Yeah.
And Nate Diaz he's a true 155 pounder. I mean, he did fight at 170, but he's a very 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 small welterweight. So why would you want to fight someone coming off of what 2 losses in a row, 3 losses in a row, and you're a
Yeah.
champ? Get out of here.
He needs that. Well, actually, how many losses did he have? Has he had? Well, since he fought Connor, those are the last two fights or Connor's, right?
Yeah, but he lost. No, he won the Michael Johnson fight, and then his next fight was Connor, right?
No, I think he fought. I think he lost to Josh Thompson.
Oh, okay, that's right. And he got the Connor fight.
I think he got the Connor
He
fight.
won. He lost
No,
against
no, no.
Connor
He
again.
no, he lost against Josh Thompson, beat Michael Johnson, called out Connor. I think afterwards, then got the Connor fight.
Won that fight.
Won that fight,
Lost
then
the second one,
lost,
and
and
then
then I think that he hasn't fought since.
oh, you're right. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't think he's fought
but
since.
still, I mean, he's in
Still, yeah, he's coming off a
the
loss.
come off a loss, and you want to like, I mean, talk about Holly Holm and
Yeah,
Cyborg, but that's a different story. But yeah, it's just crazy.
yeah. It's crazy. I think eventually we'll get there. Guys will get paid, but hasn't happened yet. Eventually, I think.
Mm.
Um, another thing you think you alluded to too was Holly Holm Cyborg got matched up.
Hmm.
That fight's happening. Um, again, you talk about somebody that's coming off a loss.
Come off
Holly
of three
Holly
losses.
I think Holly's just benefiting from the fact that there's not a whole lot of star power in.
Or there's no fighter at 145.
Yeah, there's no fighters that they have signed at 145, and a lot of the fighters in her division aren't as big of a name as she is.
Well, like you think about it, like you look at the history of the 145-pound division, you see which is very short. The only 145 fighter in that division is Cyborg. Everyone else came up from 35.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know if Invicta was able to put fights together for her. I don't know why
The UFC can't.
UFC's taking so long. If they had got girls that they had, a whole division of,
Yeah.
really, and then maybe Invicta has a lot of those girls, and that's the reason why. But you know, I think I don't see why the UFC has been so slow in terms of developing that that division.
Yeah, because they're great at building divisions and promoting them, but with this, it just seems like they can't find. I mean, there's girls out there, and I
Hmm.
mean, some can argue that Bellator has most of or all of them, but
Yeah,
there's still some out there that
there's
they can be signed.
still some out there, and then they have a new contract with Cyborg, which is good too. They came up with the deal. That's great. We felt like they weren't really gonna push for it to keep her,
Hmm.
and she's gonna go to Bellator, but it's kind of
I
glad.
think they did because 219 is now a main event.
Yeah. But I think a lot of ways that they know they can't let her go because since Bellator has that division also, they lose her, Bellator's going to promote the hell out of her.
Oh yeah,
So,
and right, dude.
yeah,
Yeah,
it might have been a better move for her financially, but, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Um, yeah, it's a lot of good matchups in terms of that fight. I think is that happening at 219?
yeah. In
Yeah,
December.
that fight is happening at 219. Tyron Woodley fight and Nate Diaz, that would have been good for 219, but I don't think that's going to happen. Um, yeah, but you've been watching Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah, or the fights. I haven't been watching any of the drama, but there been some really good fights. Tonight's fight was really exciting. It was a back and forth war, and the number 14th girl beat the number 2 girl.
Nice.
This girl was like a nobody, and I think she was picked last, and now she's in the finals. I think Roxy and another unknown name, some black girl, they're gonna fight, and whoever wins that is gonna fight this chick at the finale.
I would say that the the Ultimate Fighter, I really haven't counted much of this last season.
Yeah.
But the new direction that they're going to head towards in terms of the um, for next season is they're going to go all undefeated fighters. Does that pique your interest or
Not really.
no? Not really, right?
Yeah, because so like the drama and like the coaches and
Somebody's O's got to go. Like
yeah,
every fight is going to be somebody's O's got to go.
yeah, and that preliminary round seems like it's forever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not looking for it. It's
I wonder what the
yeah,
roster is going to look like. That'll be interesting.
yeah.
But yeah, that doesn't pique my interest. I think the key for that show is live. Like it's got to not taped. I mean, you could tape the drama, but the fights have to be live, and I think that will get people's interest. Kind of like what the UFC did with their latest one on Fight Pass. It was like the fight series or whatever.
Mm.
That one. Like the fights were live and they're happening on UFC Fight
Mm.
Pass.
Oh yeah, Tuesday Night Contender.
Yeah, there you go. So I think they should do that with the Ultimate Fighter, but we'll see. Um, the TV deal is not looking too good in terms of a lot of people
Interest.
interest for the amount that I think they're looking for. Not a whole lot of
Mm.
biters out there. What do you think the reason is? You think it's
I mean,
like
I think it's too much content's out right now. And we get a fight every weekend, and people lose interest because it's kind of hard to keep up with the whole thing.
yeah,
And I used to be a diehard fan. I'll be honest. I'm becoming like a casual fan.
yeah,
I see it. And I don't want to watch this.
it's tough. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like hard.
yeah. Even when it's on TV, it's like I'm not gonna. I don't.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to even keep up with the sport.
Yeah, like it is. It is. We have a fight. I mean, since what was the last pay per view?
I don't know, but they're on the 11th week.
Yeah, 11 weeks straight of
Yeah.
like events and one after another, which is great. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's better than
That's
not
3
having any.
months, and yeah,
But it kind of in
you
turn
lose excitement.
you lose excitement. And it's like, okay, there's
And
another
then the
one.
next
Oh,
card hurts because there's no promotion. So a
yeah,
lot of these cards are not doing well because no one knows it's happening.
yeah, yeah. No one knows. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I think I think that's exactly it. I don't think there's a level of disinterest from the casual fans or the general public. I think the popularity is probably even as high as it has always been, and um, I think in terms of like people who are asked about it, who are even knowledgeable nowadays, is way more than it used to be.
Mhm.
People kind of have an idea of who's who, even casuals, people that rarely watch it.
I'd say do maybe two fight night cards and then two pay per views or one
Yeah,
pay. I mean two and one,
2 and 1. Yeah,
two fight nights and then one pay per view
yeah, yeah.
a
We
month.
used to have one pay per view a month. Now we have 2 to 3 maybe
Hmm.
at times. It's
And then like
ridiculous. And then
and
fight
then
nights in
like
between.
what IMG they want to like have three title fights, and then when they need a champion to come to, and then the next card loses because
Because they got to pull from that. Yeah,
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 because all the champions already defended their belts already in the first couple of pay per views.
yeah. It's tough. It's tough to keep up with the sport. I mean, and it's tough to be interested in all these fights because yeah, there's one right after another. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. And then plus on top of having all the reruns and the regular fights are on Fox Sports, so they show them all day. Those are up there. It's 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 yeah, it's tough. I think part of it why they're struggling to get any buyers for this is yeah, I think the scheduling is tough. The interest for each fight, it's like I'm sure the ratings have kind of gone stagnant.
Hmm.
They fluctuate, and I would say they're probably even a little down from before, and that's because of I think the fact that they have way too many fights.
Yeah,
People can't
it
keep
all
up.
stems from that.
Yeah, and on top of that, star power. I mean, they don't really have a whole lot of stars. You have Connor, now GSP, but we'll see how long he stays. Ronda's gone. Holly's maybe. Nate, yeah, he's kind of, he's
He's
there.
kind of he's there, but he's not there.
Yeah,
And then John Jones is gone.
gone. Yeah. You don't have anybody that, Cain Velasquez or anything like that.
Brock is gone
Brock
too.
is gone. Cain Velasquez is non-existent. So that Latin market, yeah,
Oh,
that
it's
that went away
horrible. Oh
quick.
yeah,
Um, yeah, it's not. I think that's a big part of it too. Is the fact
yeah.
that
Mexico's becoming the modern Brazil.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they're growing. I mean, you have a lot of people like Combate and all that doing fights down there.
No, I'm saying that, like the modern Brazil. Like I mean it in a bad way. Like
Oh,
no
the
one
bottom and the
like no one even cares about Brazil anymore.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. Well, that and all the fighters are out.
They're losing.
Well, that and they're all, they don't. A lot of them don't really live in Brazil anymore. They're all like, it's
They're
like
Americanized.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, they juice. Yeah, they have been known to juice. Other fighters too. You got the Russians that are getting
Yeah.
popped here and there.
Because I think the other day I don't know why it came to my head, but I just started to count in all the champions of the UFC and then separating by their national country.
Yeah,
I think Americans dominate all the belts mostly, and then there's
yeah,
like one Brazilian champion, that's Amanda Nunes.
yeah. And it used to be a lot of more Brazilian
Yeah,
stars.
it should be a lot of Brazilian
Yeah,
champions.
yeah, yeah. We're gonna end up like Kobe Covington and all the Brazilians
Yeah,
hating us.
I mean it is what it is, right? I
It is
mean,
what it is, yeah. And that
I
could be a lot of the fact that a lot of their stars have gotten older.
because then Silva was
There's that
champion,
too.
and then Shogun was champion, and then Jose was champion,
Yeah.
and
And they
then
haven't really been able to develop any dominant
June was
champions.
champion,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then they lose, and that's it.
It is, yeah. It's a big stark contrast. I think that a part of that's from the sport growing too.
Mm.
I think Brazilians have dominated this for so long. I think because it's originated a lot of it
Yeah,
in Brazil. So
yeah.
yeah, so it's it's interesting. I think there's a lot of reasons people could go into it, um, but it's very interesting to see the fact that like it, and I think a lot of people felt like there wasn't gonna. I don't say a lot of people, but people like us have speculated whether who's gonna if there's gonna be a lot of buyers, and I think we've seen this coming for the past year or so, for all those reasons, scheduling, star power, all that, overall casual interest, because there are so many fights, it's gone down. So it's interesting, but in terms of it being mainstream and being in the back of people's minds as a professional sport, I think it's probably better than ever in terms of like
Hmm.
just talk to anybody, they consider it now as like, and those athletes as like a sport and athletes, which it wasn't always the case.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I agree with that.
So I think Fox is going to keep it. I think they're going to keep it. They're going to get probably a similar deal to what they had before, maybe a little bit better, and I think they're going to end up keeping it,
Yeah, it's just I don't
which
know.
isn't bad.
Do you think Fox will offer him less money because of? I guess they know. But
I
I
think,
think Fox is a bad choice because then like the whole card we get every week is because Fox wants it that way.
yeah, yeah.
They demand so many fights on their network.
I think they're going to keep it. I think they're just going to. Yeah, I would say I would be surprised. Well, I would say I would be surprised because it's very likely to happen. But if I say I had to pick, I would say Fox keeps it. But we'll see. And I know the UFC, Dana White had some other ideas of taking it more digital, but it's also not up to him anymore. So that's another thing.
Yeah, I think Amazon right is
Yeah,
wants to
Amazon.
get into it.
Yeah, which would be I don't know. I don't know if it's the best place for it.
It's not.
I don't even know how that would work. What would they do? A streaming?
Yeah, or they have to be like a Prime member to watch the UFC.
Yeah, it's gonna get lost in the
Yeah.
shuffle. No, I don't think that's a good
Yeah,
thing.
no.
I think just stay on Fox. People are used to it. Even just bring down the scheduling. You'll be fine. Develop some stars. Develop some cards.
Yeah, promote because I
Promote.
mean, fighters can be promoted because
No, I mean us people who follow the sport forget that there's a fight going on because like
remember, I think last week on the show,
Yeah.
we were both surprised that it was who fought this weekend. Or
Uh,
last weekend, there was a big fight.
was Verdum and
Oh no! It's a
and
couple weeks ago.
before that
when
was Dustin Poirier.
it was the fight
Pettis?
with
Poirier and
Chase
Pettis.
Nurcut, and then what was that?
Yeah,
Fight
yeah, that
called?
was that. That was
Yeah.
that card. Yeah, and that was a great card. And we're like, oh, look
Oh
at
my
this.
god, that was a
Look at
great
this card.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it completely like we hadn't even.
yeah, because it happened right after 218.
Yeah, and I wasn't really keeping up with how the card was developing, and then it was actually a pretty damn good card,
Mm-hmm.
top to bottom. So, yeah, that's another thing, man. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. And then, I mean, let's get to fight picks because we got a lot of good fights coming on this weekend. If we're talking about events, one championship, 65, Shinya Aoki, and retirement fight for Ben Askren. I don't know. I mean, that's another topic that we could get into. His legacy overall.
Yeah.
Never fought in the UFC.
That's gonna hurt him a lot.
One of the biggest welterweight names
Yeah.
outside of the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna.
Yeah, talk about a waste of talent.
Yeah, but I mean, it's his retirement fight. But you never know. The guy's young. I think. Yeah, I think how old is he?
I'm not sure, but I mean, I like Askren in this fight.
I like Askren too. I think he's so dominant. I don't see him losing to Aoki, even though he's like very talented
Yeah.
fighter himself. Great card right there. Online pay-per-view, November 24th. I think from Singapore. It's a good card. UFC Fight Night 122. Bisping versus Gastelum. And also Cage Warriors 89. UFC Fight Pass. But the big one, UFC Fight Night 22. Bisping versus Gastelum. Good card overall. Alexis Karras. Alex Garcia. Who was it? Kaylin Curran. She needs a freaking win already, man.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
She could be such a big star. She just needs to put a couple of strings of wins together.
Yeah.
But the big one, Michael Bisping, Calvin Gastelum, this weekend. What do you think? UFC Fight Pass. Shanghai.
I'm gonna go Bisping.
Bisping? I mean, I wouldn't put him. It's tough.
Bisping's so tough to put away, and then he's almost bigger than him. But then again, Calvin, if he lands a shot, oh my god, he can hurt a lot of fighters.
I think throughout a 5-round fight, I'll go Bisping. I see him, eventually, being too much for too long against
Calvin. It's a
Calvin.
5-round fight.
It is. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because all main events.
So if it goes the distance, I mean, I could see Michael Bisping winning this fight. I'll probably go Bisping, even though with 3-week short notice fight, coming off a loss.
I mean, he's fought guys like GSP, Rockhold, and he held his own. So
yeah, the only thing is, obviously, Calvin's a really good striker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think his takedown is going to be much of a factor in this fight, but I think his striking is going to really matter. But I'll probably go with Bisping. So that's a big fight this weekend.
Yeah.
So make sure you catch that. Thank you guys all for joining the show. Go to themmacomplex.com to get all the past episodes and everything the MMA Complex.
Yeah, you can follow us on social media. You can follow me on Twitter, MMA Complex James. You can follow him on Twitter, MMA Complex Josh. You can follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all under the MMA Complex. Big fight this weekend. I'm looking forward to that Calvin and Bisping fight. We're gonna recap it next week, and until then,
Happy
happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving to you guys and to your families. Enjoy your food, and we'll see you guys next week.